Hello everyone, I'm Teresa and today I'm going to talk about another minor arcana card, the Two of Wands. Welcome back to another video about the Suit of Wands. Today we are going to explore the card of the Two of Wands. Before we start, remember to give this video a big thumbs up to show some support and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That way you can follow up with my future tarot videos. I'm not going to repeat the introduction about the Suit of Wands. If you want a bit more help and haven't watched the previous video about the Ace of Wands, then head over there. It will help you a lot to understand the suit first and the individual cards afterwards, okay? Now, to those of you that have watched the previous video, let's jump right into the card because that's what you are here for. Okay, so this card is a number 2 and this number is a number that brings us the idea of balance, the two forces working together. The easy way to remember the number 2 is the duality, good and evil, everything and nothing, male and female, two opposites that work together to create a state of balance. You can also look at the number 2 as a couple, two people that work together to form a partnership. So looking at the Two of Wands, what pops out on this card's image? There is a man on the center of this card. He stares out into the horizon and he's wearing a red hat and a red cape. The landscape is green and fresh with a body of water. Meanwhile, this man is holding a globe in his right hand while holding on to a wand with his other hand. The second wand of this card is sort of chained to the wall. Okay, so first thing I'm addressing here will obviously be this man. When we are analyzing cards, you can notice that they give space for interpretation. There is always a story that can start to make shape in your head when you look at the images alone. This man seems to be a very wealthy one. We can assume that because he is standing on top of the walls of his own castle or property, looking down at the other more modest people, so to speak. He wears a red cape and hat colors can be related to the mindset or the way that these characters think, their predominant trait. Being red, it can mean that this man's mind is focused on his passion, his ambitions, what drives him to keep going. His cloak is a darker shade of red, and here we can find that not only his mind is focused on his ambitions, but he lives for them. He is confident in his actions. He seems to be peaceful and attentive, looking at the world in front of him and the globe he holds in his hands at the same time. Here we can have two ways to interpret this globe. On one side, this globe can represent that this man has the whole world in his hands, meaning he conquered everything he set himself to. There is nothing more to be conquered. Or that this world stands for his overachieving desire to conquer the world, the ambition and drive to conquer more than he already has, even if he already has plenty. Either way, remember that he is gazing forward, which gives us the idea that no matter what he has conquered, he wants more. He isn't satisfied and he can be planning out his next move. The two wands are separate on this image. One is being held by the man and he is holding his ambitions, his passion strongly. You can see, like you will see on every card of this suit, that wands have green leaves popping on top. These are always a sign of potential and growth. Remember that this is the suit of creative efforts and the chance for development or progress is always present with these leaves, okay? So he holds one of the wands and we can even say he is supporting himself with his creative efforts. The other wand is chained to the wall, which brings us the idea that even if this man is ambitious, he is keeping himself somewhat grounded, stable and protected. Maybe it's not yet time for another adventure, but it is being planned. For now, he is enjoying himself, looking at what he has conquered, and that sends our attention to the landscape. the fresh green lands filled with life and promise, the abundance and plenty of a fertile landscape that are always a positive sign. But notice one thing that may or may not make sense to you. Notice how the body of water that stands in front of the man just stands there. I know that sentence didn't make much sense, but think about it with me, okay? If we imagine the scenes from the cards playing out like a movie, on cards where there is a river, we imagine the water flowing, right? In this card, we don't have a river, we seem to have a steady lake or lagoon. And when I think about lakes, I think about calm and steady waters, not really a harsh flow or current. So if we take the meaning of the element of water together with this idea of a stable lake, we could easily perceive this lake as a representation of the calm and stable emotions, the idea already brought to us by the number 2, the balanced number 2. Okay, what can all of this mean on a reading? If you get this card on a reading, there is this feeling of accomplishment. Progress will be made. This card is very associated with creative success, either on a career or hobbyist point of view. It will depend on where you most focus your creative energies and ambitions. It brings to the reading the idea that there will be progress, but you will need stability first. You may need to sit in your comfort zone, waiting and planning for the best time to jump into your new adventure. So be sure you have everything organized before stepping forward. Remember that with big adventures comes big responsibilities, and as such, you need to be prepared for the travel. Pack what you need so you don't end up failing the journey and all of that. Stay calm, you have achieved a lot and want more, but to get more, you need to be balanced in your actions. Depending on the reading you are doing and the question at hand, the spread and so on, this could also be a card speaking about a choice between venturing out to conquer more or settling for what you already have conquered. There is risk in leaving the comfort of your castle to search for more, to explore more, but the rewards can be worth it. Now, if the card is drawn reversed, we have a different story to tell. Turning the card upside down, the man will lose grip on the globe, and even himself will fall down because he was holding on to the one that wasn't chained to the wall. So you have failed to meet your goals. You are not being able to conquer what you set yourself to. This can be due to you acting too fast. Maybe you rushed into things without careful planning first. Or you may had the wrong intentions from the start and set yourself back. A good example of what could be wrong intentions is someone following the desires and dreams of their parents instead of their own heart's wishes. Wanting to please others and going against what we truly want can be devastating on the long run, and it will end up showing up sooner or later. So this card reversed can be asking you to readjust your mindset, readjust your goals according to your heart, and only then you will be able to find the balance you desperately need. If actions were made with urgency and carelessness, then that is a big problem that needs to be solved by stepping back, reassessing the problems, and see how you can solve them. Where did you lose your footing so you don't step on that hole again? On a final note for the reversed card, and because meanings are never a simple blue or red kind of thing, it will greatly depend on you and your interpretation. This could be a sign that you are not wanting to leave the comfort zone of your castle at all. You are resigning to stay with what you conquered, even if deep down you know you have the potential for much, much more. To some people, less is more. To others, fear leaves them stuck at second best. So be sure you are happy by staying put. If not, then reconnect with yourself, with your dreams, and see if it is worth the feeling of not making the extra effort. This is everything I have for you today. I hope I was able to help you understand the Two of Wands a bit better, and that you can now look at this card alone and see the story behind it and how it works in readings. Let me know if you enjoyed this video with a comment, and before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. My social media links are on the description box if you are curious to know a little bit more about me outside of this world of YouTube. There you can also find my Ko-fi link if you want to support my channel by offering me a coffee. I will see you on the next video for another card. Stay safe. Bye!